So it's one of those common sense things. If you're doing pretty well, you don't climb a mountain to listen to someone tell you about how the meek will be blessed. So I think this is something we can infer from the text. And then when I imagine this sermon being preached from on top of the mountain, I imagine the people who are all but forgotten in society, the people who have fallen in between the cracks, the people who are hungry, literally and figuratively, for something new. And then there's so many of them. The disciples are around Jesus. Imagine a bullseye. So the disciples are the circle closest to the bullseye. Then as the rings get further and further out, you see different types of people. The people who feel disconnected from God, the people who are hungry, the people who are too meek to stand up for themselves. And they receive this crescendo of hope. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That's me, Jesus. Yes, things are going to get better. Blessed are those who mourn. I know what this feels like. Things are going to get better. Blessed are the meek. Yes, I'm going to inherit the earth. And it keeps on going and going and going. And then it all sort of falls short to that crescendo of immediate hope. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Are you saying it's going to keep on going, that the hardship isn't going to end immediately? Because that is what Jesus is telling these people who are hungry for justice and peace, the people who are meek, the people who have inherited nothing of the physical world, of the machinations around them. And then all of this should make perfect sense to us. And for me, you've got to forgive me. I've got a 5-month-old and a 3-year-old. Whenever I listen to Jesus in the scriptures, I take it as parenting advice. And then I think whenever Jesus is talking to us, we can apply it to any sort of exercise in love in our lives, and we can find something true about it. And with parenting, this is a one-for-one thing. And I've been playing with this scripture in my head all week as I chase around children and change dirty diapers and sing lullabies at night. Yeah, blessed are the meek and the peacemakers and all of that. When it comes to children, I started to add my own. Blessed are the parents who are patient, for their children will be patient in turn. Blessed are the parents who make time to play with their children and not just give them what they need. And yesterday, Bandy, my older son, and I had a beautiful afternoon where we built a campfire in the woods and everything was lined up. And blessed are the parents who teach your children fire safety, for your house will not burn down, hopefully. And so I started adding all of these things, and when I get to the last one, it makes perfect sense, because one day he will slam his bedroom door and say, I hate you, for not letting him do something that he thinks his life hinges on. He'll forget about all of those other things, and he'll just be present in that moment, and he'll be frustrated. And the thing is this makes perfect sense, because when you raise something that small into an adult, they're always a work in progress. You can't expect them to always remember the love that they gave you when they were babies. That was their prologue. They don't remember that. They don't think that they owe you a single thing. And they will rage on you when necessary, because you are the center of the world as far as they can tell, and you're keeping them from something frivolous that means the world to them. And love works this way, I wouldn't even say sometimes, but always. It's the people that you love the most, the people that you spend the most time with, that can hurt you the most. Because your lives intersect with each other so much, and we have fooled ourselves into thinking that we are any different than that 3-year-old child in the woods. We are still works in progress. We don't have this thing figured out, so of course we will hurt each other. And the more we love, sometimes the more hurt we will find. And when we read the gospel we realize that this formula of being meek and striving for justice and being persecuted for it, this is something that we see time and time again. Jesus references the prophets at the end of the sermon, but when we read the passion narrative in the Gospels, this is what Jesus is living out, and he's doing it because he so loves the world. In the same way, he's calling those who are privileged enough to know that they need God so much that they climbed a mountain to hear a message of hope. This is the message they receive as well. To go out and to continue to love, and you will inherit the world, but there will be pain and there will be persecution and lies, because the world is broken and it is a work in progress. And here at St. Luke's, we can strive to do the same. We can strive to love in perfection, and we will fail. We can strive to get to know each other more and do more together, and the more we love, sometimes the more hardship we will receive, and we should not be surprised. And if we try to take that love into the world, and we try to bring our love into government, into policies, into practice and legislation, we should expect to receive pushback and hatred and trolls on the internet and the whole bit. Because doing this life thing and doing this love thing is hard. And so when you find yourself jaded that the world has so much wrong with it, so much brokenness, much of that is a symptom of evil. It can also be a symptom of people trying to love each other. So don't give up. Don't give up when your children lash out against you, because that's what children do. Don't be upset when you get frustrated with your siblings, because that's what siblings do. Don't be upset when the church disappoints you, because we are people in need of redemption just like you. But instead, here, in the midst of the brokenness, we can practice something different, which is grace. And through that grace, we can have the perseverance to run the race and to continue to be people of love into the end. Friends, don't lose heart, because you are and we are nothing but a beautifully redeemed work in progress.